Malaysia has some of the best food and the most savage food critics. Just look at this review from Nikki that goes, I ordered 10 pizzas that didn't get delivered. I already called the police. 1 star. Ayo, Nico got no chill, bro. It's just pizza. Look, I've hunted down some of the wildest 1-star reviews across Kuala Lumpur to see if they're legit. There's only one rule to this challenge, which is I have to be brutally honest with my review. And we're kicking things off with the Golden Arches. Alright, we're currently at one of the lowest rated McDonald's here in Malaysia with a 1.7 star rating. There's a lot of 1-star reviews from users. This user called Jan says, waited order for 20 minutes and received ice with Milo. 1 star. This one is just so funny, I don't know why. And then one of my favorite reviews from this place is from a user called Chen Wei that goes, if you want to waste your life and time, this McDonald's is for you. 1 star. How bad was this McDonald's to you, man? I've had a couple times where McDonald's has kind of let me down as well, but not to the point where I think it's a waste of time and life. Now, another user called Zixuan posted, the Sunday portion is half of the standard and it costs 5 ringgit each. Not acceptable. Is this a scam? Wait for 20 minutes just for the ice cream. Staff is not attentive and blackface. Understand it is festive season, but please at least keep the food standard. 1 star. That is one of the saddest sundaes I've ever seen. It's barely half of the cup. I would be pretty pissed off getting a half full cup of melted sundae. Doesn't look that bad. I mean, just from the outside, it looks pretty clean. I was expecting it to be covered in dirt and junk, but other than 2 dirty trays and some crumbs on the floor, it was actually one of the cleaner McDonald's I've been to. My food arrived in 7 minutes, which, while not fast, it's not terrible. My favorite part were these giant windows next to the seats, and with this gorgeous view, I can't imagine giving a 1-star review. My biggest concern was the sundae, but it came out pretty great and fully filled as well. As for the taste, just like any typical sundae, the ice cream looks a little bit melted, but that's not their fault. For a drink, I ordered the same one. It's definitely not as sad as the other guy. Let's try it. It does taste a little bit different. At first I thought it was like maybe there's some sort of a chemical taste to it. I think it's just the Milo being a bit flavorless. The way we like to eat our fries here is with chili sauce packets. Let me tell you, these things are amazing. They're so good. I have so many of them at home. If this outlet was close to my place, I could see myself coming here pretty often. I mean, it's huge, it's relatively clean. I don't see much problem with it. I did have one small hiccup though, which is I had 2 people come up to me kind of asking me what I was doing. My guess is that because this branch has so many negative reviews, every time they see someone come and film, they think they're gonna get reported or someone's gonna file a complaint. Other than that small hiccup, overall, it was a pretty decent experience. After devouring that meal and leaving no crumbs, I had enough info to leave this review. Next up, we're paying a visit to Colonel Sanders. Here I am at KFC, and I came here specifically because I saw a really funny review that comes from a person named Razan Van Niekerk. Services us a badly moldy burger. My husband and son got severely sick with diarrhea and violent vomiting all night. The manager called the boss, and his main concern of question was, what religion am I? Shocking, disgusting, foul. 1 star. I am not making this up, by the way. This is a real review. How did this happen? But not only is the burgers apparently concerning, the chicken is concerning as well. Here we have a review from Muhammad Hubail that goes, I ordered snack plate, I got spoiled chicken, one look black in color, smell too bad, I'm going to register complaint against KFC Malaysia. 1 star. Funny sentences aside, the chicken looks absolutely diabolical. Like, it genuinely feels like the chicken got into a fight and lost. And then finally, we have a review from Edson Baldorado that goes, first time to order, but like this disappoint. If you like this to customer, better must close. Customer is paying correctly, then your work is not good for this kind of fast food. I can't repeat again, order here somewhere Putra Mall. 1 star. Now, I don't know what he's trying to say, to be completely honest, but just look at that chicken. It is so sad. Like, is there even any meat actually? I'm hoping my order goes decent because, at least from what I can tell, there seems to be a lot of people here, so I think the quality should be decent enough. This time, my food came out in 5 minutes. Most of the complaints were about poor cleanliness and slow service. Cleanliness wise, it was pretty decent. The floor is dark, so it's hard to tell, but at least the tables look clean. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want to get food poisoning for my burgers, so that is the first thing I'm going to look for. It definitely looks normal. I hope there's no like hidden mold in there. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Next up is to check the chicken. So far, this one looks pretty normal. It's the inside that counts. So let's see. Yeah, perfectly red. I also got the mashed potato. Yeah, Looks like any other mashed potato. Tastes good. My favorite item on the menu. Now, one thing I love KFC for is that they have free flow sauces. They have this sauce station and then they give you like little plastic trays where you can get as much sauce as you want. Back in the day, a lot of places did this, but now feels like KFC is the only one. I might be wrong, but yeah. I tried to clean my tray, but I was too full, so I couldn't finish my soda. Yeah, sorry for that, Colonel. I saw this job listing in front of the restaurant, and after seeing that, I can't even be mad even if I had gotten bad service. They're paying $2 an hour here, and a measly $385 a month. This is the average for jobs like this here, so I wasn't surprised, but it was still a disturbingly low amount for a job in the capital. With that in mind, here's my final review. It's time to eat fresh because the next stop is Subway. I am here at a Subway, and the reason why I came here is because I saw one of the funniest reviews I've ever seen in my life. This review comes from a person called Rime Sisal that goes, "So slow one. Even I'm not in rush but I feel sorry. It's understandable if only one staff, but I think he need to be more passionate. His movement very slow. Send your staff to attend my Zumba class please. I'll make him more energetic and more passionate in his work." 1 star. That right there is like review of the year. How did they come up with this? This is genuinely so amazing. Now, I think the problem with Subway is that compared to other fast food chains like McDonald's, KFC, they don't really have fried foods. So it's a lot easier to get like food poisoning or like bad food qualities from Subway. This review right here from Yao Kin Hong that says, "Do not eat here. I got into a really bad food poison after I ate. I went for injection 2 a.m. after the dinner." 1 star. I'm sorry, Yao Kin Hong. I feel bad for you. Stuff like that does happen sometimes. I've had that happen to me multiple times throughout my life. Not Subway, obviously. Another reviewer by the name Angeli Tam said, "Their meat is not fresh and it's moldy. My brother eat their Subway and get allergic red spot all over his body. Never go to this outlet. Not hygiene at all." 1 star. The meat is not fresh and it's moldy. I don't think I've seen meat get mold in my life. So far, the reviews for this place have not been great. Just looking from outside, the seats are pretty clean. The store seems to be pretty clean. I would assume the food is pretty clean as well. I hope this doesn't come back and bite me and then I genuinely get food poisoning from this. And I don't want to get red spots all over my body. The service here was solid. There were 3 staff working here and they were all friendly and nice. Looking inside the counter, the ingredients looked pretty fresh to me and I didn't notice any mold or anything. I had a really awkward moment at the cashier though, and honestly, I just wanted to dig a hole and jump into it.
Sekarang is 25.
Okay, bagi dengan kad.
Sorry?
Bagi dengan kad. Bayar dengan kad.
Pakai card.
Bayar dengan kad, sorry. I don't know her name, but thank you, random Subway cashier, for that reassuring smile. You're so nice. I went for the special, which is not meat, it's seafood, but it's close enough. Looks just like any other Subway sub. I think the veggies have been there since morning. Is this like the best Subway ever? No. But it's good enough. I mean, I paid like 10 ringgit for this, which is like $2.50. The restaurant itself is decently clean. Yeah, there's some like crumbs on the floor, but nothing that serious. Like I said, I came here because of the review from Rime Sisal. Malaysians are like some of the funniest people on earth. We love to make a shitty situation better by making jokes out of it. And this is like a perfect representation of that. Rime, thank you for the review. That review made my day. While Rime's review was funny, the others were not quite as kind. The biggest complaints are about the workers being lazy, unattentive, or rude. This is pretty common here, and my best guess is it's probably to do with the culture, but I would also bet money that the low wages certainly don't help. Like, why would anyone even bother keeping the store spiffy clean if they're not even being paid fairly? You better bet that if I was in the same position, I would be doing the bare minimum too. Though that doesn't justify them not doing their job properly. It is understandable. But hey, what do I even know about in-depth cultural analysis? Here I am having driven over an hour to the middle of nowhere just to have Subway at 3:30 p.m. I literally have nothing better to do in my life other than making these stupid videos. I don't think I'll ever order the seafood one again. I'm not really a fan of these like crab sticks. It doesn't feel satisfying. It's too soft. It doesn't feel like I'm eating protein, you know? Despite not liking the crab sticks, I still devoured that sub. I almost ran out of water, so I walked to a nearby store to get some, and I almost choked when I saw the price of this bottle of water. $1.30 for a bottle of Evian is wild when you can get the same thing for 30 cents right next to it. Just pack your bags little bro, this ain't Erewhon. With my water acquired and me no longer being thirsty, I can finally write a review for this Subway. I'm feeling something different because the next stop is Mary Brown. Here I am at Mary Brown. This is one of our local fast food chains. It's not usually one I go for, but I saw a really funny review and I just had to come here. This review comes from a person called Philip Lim, who goes, "The most disturbing and disgusting food I have ever eaten. I suggest sending your mother-in-law or dreaded enemy here. 1 star. Now, I don't have a dreaded enemy, and I certainly don't have a mother-in-law, but god damn, Philip, to put your mother-in-law at the same level as your dreaded enemy, that is diabolical work. Just looking at the photo of the food itself, I don't see anything wrong with it. It seems perfectly normal to me. I don't know what Philip's problem is, but at least we know how he feels about his mother-in-law. That much is for sure. Another concerning thing about this branch is the cleanliness, apparently. According to a review by Daniel Chong, who goes, "Food were cold, fries were soggy, seafood bowl, cheesy chicken mash bowl, all cold. Worst Mary-born outlet yet, not forgetting cockroach too. 1 star." He attached a picture of a little cockroach. You definitely don't want cockroaches in your restaurant, but at least just looking around so far, I don't see any cockroaches. And then regarding the food quality, Broken Humor reviewed, "The food is bland, the chicken is so not fresh. I ordered the hot touch burger and it came out to be 3 times smaller than my hand. My hand is around 19 cm. The mashed potato was so watery and tasted like water. They obviously put too much water in the mashed potato mix to make it so water to the point it's almost translucent. The fries are bland, no seasoning at all, tasted like crunchy air. 1 star. And he very kindly attached a photo of his hand, which is supposedly 19 centimeters. He also attached a video of the mashed potato, which does seem pretty runny, I'm not gonna lie. My food came out in 3 to 4 minutes, despite there being quite a lot of customers. Considering I had mixed feelings about this place, this was honestly a pretty good first impression. So this is what the mashed potato looks like. Definitely a bit mushier than the other ones, but to me, the important thing is the taste, so let's see how it tastes. Definitely not the best mashed potato I've had. There's not a lot of flavor. It kind of tastes like raw potato, but I honestly didn't expect much because I've had their mashed potatoes before. They're not that great. Now to the burger. Now the guy said that he had 19 centimeter hands and the burger was like 3 times bigger. I don't know how big my hands are. It's about half the size of my hand, I guess. It is a bit small considering the price. I think the burger itself was like $3.50. Oh, I did not expect this. Look at this. It's a green burger. The green is from an ingredient called pandan, which is a kind of like fragrant grass kind of thing. We usually use it in like desserts and stuff. Let's see how it tastes. Very mediocre. I was expecting kind of like a fragrance to it. The patty is kind of lukewarm. I have a feeling they maybe just like microwaved it or something. The floor seems pretty clean, about the same as McDonald's, I guess. No, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They probably specialize in fried chicken. Maybe the fried chicken would be better, I guess. While I did finish the entire thing, it was quite a struggle. Not just because of the food, but because it was pricey compared to the others. Over $4 for a small burger and like 2 spoonfuls of mashed potatoes. Yeah, that ain't it, chief. For context, my KFC meal was 30 cents less and came with way more food. My McDonald's meal was 90 cents less. Still, it's clear that Mary Brown is doing something right because they have all these outlets, so maybe their food is just not for me. But with that being said, I wasn't all too impressed and I have to be honest, so here's my review. We're heading south for the next stop to a little shop called Texas Chicken. I'm here at Texas Chicken and it might not look like it, but this is actually an American chain. Now if you look closely at the logo, it actually looks a lot like Church's Chicken in the US. In the 1980s when they tried to expand beyond the US, one of the first countries that they wanted to do it in was Indonesia. Being a predominantly Muslim population, the name Church's just wouldn't really work that well, so they just got rid of the Church's and then just used Texas Chicken instead. Every other outlet in Asia, I believe, or like most countries in Asia, including Malaysia, uses the name Texas Chicken instead, so the more you know. Now the food here is actually pretty decent, or at least I think it's pretty decent. One review was pretty pissed off at what they advertised. This review is from a user called Shah that goes, "Habanero honey my foot." He likes feet. "You see your ads compared to what I get from your store? This is a scam. Should report to tribunal. The chicken is already flavorless, yet it's cold too. 1 star. From what I can tell, it just looks like the chicken doesn't have the sauce, which is kind of sad. Or maybe it does and it's just very little. Yeah, someone get this guy his habanero honey sauce, because otherwise he's gonna stick your feet up your ass. Another review from the user Wafia Zaharo goes, there's no sauce, the staff does not help. 1 star. They attached a very sad photo of a piece of fried chicken. This photo looks like it could have came out from like 2005 from a flip phone. And then in terms of the taste of the food, user Yasmin Faisal reviewed, today I buy Texas for lunch but the chicken got smelly. Disappointed. Too hot but smelly. 1 star. I like how at the end they kind of calm down and use non-caps instead. The one thing I'm concerned about is the honey biscuits. When they're really good, they're really good. When they're not that good, they're kind of cold and stale. I'm hoping that the chicken isn't cold and smelly. The service was alright. My food came out in 5 minutes and the staff were pretty chill. They just give you this huge cup and let you get your own drinks. They have this drink station where you can choose from a wide selection of drinks, and the best part is it's unlimited refills. Though I think most people only refill it once because the cup is huge. Just look at it compared to my hand. It's massive. And you know what else is massive? Low taper thing. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the habanero honey. They say they didn't have it, and just looking at the menu, I don't believe it's available anymore. It's probably like a limited edition one. They do have this new one called green fire chili thing though, but I'm way too much of a pussy, so I'm gonna pass on that and I just have normal fried chicken. I did also tell them I wanted some sauce, but they told me they didn't have any yet and to wait for a bit. Been waiting for like 5 minutes. I still haven't gotten any sauce yet. They also didn't give me the spork. I had to ask for it myself. Cleanliness wise, it's not bad. There's some food stains on the table. I mean, it would be nice if they cleaned it, but it's not enough for me to like deduct a star or anything. Oh, these mashed potatoes taste very different. I like how firm they are. Look at this. It's very firm. I still think KFC has better mashed potatoes, but I think these are very decent. Now for the chicken. No, it smells great, just like normal fried chicken. Ooh, that's very good. Wow, that is some of the crispiest chicken skin I've ever had. Here, listen to what this crunch sounds like. The chicken meat itself is a little bit under seasoned. Overall, it's not bad. It's honestly not bad. Now for the main topic, the honey biscuit. That's pretty good. It's definitely not like fresh out of the oven. It's lost a little bit of the crunch to it, but still very fluffy and well seasoned. Very good. Despite feeling like my stomach's about to explode, I still finished my plate. I never did get my chili sauce though, but right before I left, I noticed that just like KFC, they have a refillable sauce station. And what do you know? They only had chili sauce, no ketchup. At least they know which sauce is superior, I guess. Price-wise, it was about the same as Mary Brown, but considering they gave me a huge cup with unlimited refills, I would call that a bargain. After eating at all these 1-star restaurants, I realized 2 things. One is that Malaysians love to complain, but can also be incredibly hilarious. And 2, that a 1-star review doesn't always mean disaster. Honestly, I would have never gone to these places if it wasn't for the challenge, but I'm glad I did. I was pretty scared of getting sick, but I am happy to report that I am sickness-free. I've learned that while reviews can be helpful, sometimes it's just better to see things for yourself. And with that being said, here's the final review.